Hey, it's your girl V with Acquired Hires, and I am back with some more jobs in the cannabis industry. Once again, if you are looking to get your foot in the door, or you are a professional and you're looking to transfer your skills, feel free to subscribe to my page and follow for more jobs. I'll be uploading every week. So, I do want to go ahead and get started. The first company I want to talk about is STM Canna, and they are a pre-roll machine company. And as you see here on their website, they are a veteran-owned company, which is very cool. There are a lot of veteran-owned companies in the cannabis industry, so if that's important to you, definitely redo your research and look for companies that are owned and or co-owned by veterans. So they are in Spokane, Washington, and they have their positions listed right here on Indeed. And if you look at the top here, I have it sorted by date. So you can see what was most recently posted. And they have a total of 5 jobs. You can probably see that right there. So they're looking for a purchasing specialist, and they do list the pay, which is really nice. They're being transparent. This is a full time on site position, and they do want someone who has 3 years of purchasing experience. Katana inventory system, 1 year preferred, but obviously that's something you can learn, especially if you have experience with other inventory systems. Now, if let's just go right ahead and dive into the qualifications. They're looking for someone with a bachelor's degree in business administration, supply chain management, or related field. And they're looking for at least 3 years of experience in purchasing, preferably in a manufacturing or cannabis related industry. So, in my opinion, if you do not have the bachelor's degree, but you also have the 3 years of experience, excuse me, only have the 3 years of experience, but maybe you have an associate's degree or a high school diploma, I would certainly still apply because the name of the game is selling your skills. So if you have a demonstrated ability to negotiate contracts and prices with suppliers, and you have strong communication and interpersonal skills, you have working knowledge of supply chain management principles and purchasing best practices. Obviously, you have experience with purchasing software. I would say still apply. Another great thing here is they have 401k and 401k matching. And many companies do not do that anymore. So they have dental, health, life, PTO, and vision insurance. And PTO is paid time off. So definitely, if you are interested in a purchasing specialist position with STM Canada, I would recommend you to apply because they are urgently hiring. And for you guys who may not know, when you're doing a posting on the back end through Indeed via the employer site, you have to select that you're urgently hiring. So that means that whoever posted this position selected, like, hey, we're looking for somebody ASAP. So I would encourage you to go ahead and apply. They're also looking for a director of manufacturing. And I do want to mention that when you're looking at these jobs, look at the job title, but also you make sure you really thoroughly read the responsibilities and the duties. You may find that sometimes there may be some duties listed that are not necessarily usually correlated with the job title. This is an example of that, but I'm going to point that out later on in this video. So they want someone who has 5 years of experience in a manufacturing leadership role, including experience managing a team and overseeing a large scale production. So large scale production, um, I would say two here. Let's say you have maybe 3 years, 4 years of experience of large scale production, but still about 5 years of experience in a manufacturing leadership role. I would definitely still apply. Okay. And they're looking to pay 75,000 per year. And here at the bottom it says experience in the cannabis industry is a plus but not required. So if you just have that strong manufacturing background and you're looking to get your foot into the door in the cannabis industry, reach out to them directly. If you need some help with your resume, feel free to reach out to us here at Acquired Hires, and that's info@acquiredhires.com. Finally, they're also looking for a client services trainer, and this job was posted 6 days ago. And for this role, they're just looking for someone who has a driver's license that's valid in the state of Washington or any state, just a valid driver's license, but you'll be working in Spokane, Washington, and then a training and development background. So let's say you're not necessarily a full-time trainer. Let's say you work at Starbucks and you train all of the new incoming staff. That's still 2 years of training experience. So make sure that's just reflected in your resume. And this is an example of one of those roles where it says client services trainer, but it has a very unique job description. So in this role, you'll be keeping the CRM database current by logging all client interactions. So this is could be a good fit for somebody who comes from a retail sales background where they're utilizing their CRM daily. This may also work for someone who has some kind of database where they have to, track a customer's information and what's going on with them throughout the relationship. So they also want someone who has a willingness to travel, which is why the driver's license is required. You'll be traveling in this role. And not only will you be training sales employees and new hires, you'll also be training clients in this position. And that's where you can also see here assist in the development of new training processes and procedures for the clients. So you'll be training the clients and occasionally creating training guides and processes and procedures and possibly material for those clients and for your coworkers. So if you have 2 years of experience in training development and delivering that training, and you have a strong understanding of training principles, good attention to detail, experience with the CRM or other customer services database, computer savvy, and then you're comfortable working in a cannabis environment, or you have prior experience working in the environment, feel free. Maybe you were a bud tender and you did training. This would be a good opportunity for you as well. Okay. Now it says the pay is from $17 an hour. Now remember when it says from, that means the pay is negotiable. You just have to say what you want to or the pay that you want to get. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep it moving. So now the next company I want to talk about is Wild. And just to tell you a little bit more about Wild, they were founded in 2016 and they created edibles using real fruit and natural flavors. So they are a gummy brand and they started in Oregon, but they have products all over the United States. So some of the roles that they have available in Oregon, they're looking for a project coordinator, business intelligence specialist, corporate social responsibility coordinator. They're looking for a COO. So this company is doing a lot of growing and they're doing hiring. They're looking for a director of human resources. So some of these positions may already be filled. What I recommend is to submit your application anyway, because if they were filled, ideally they should not be listed on the website anymore. But when people are busy, they have a lot going on, there is a chance that it's filled and it's still listed. Okay. But I just saw someone who worked for them post how they're hiring, and they did that post online. So I know that they're looking for quite a few people. So let's look into this project coordinator position. Now, this person is going to actively support their PMO and the company through a reliable, organized, and energetic metronome of work. Now, I'm not going to read it into the nice summary. I'm just going to get right into the qualifications, okay? The summary is just to give you a quick overview of what this person will be doing. And then when you look at the duties, it's going to tell you all the different things you'll have to do. for the company. And obviously, your job description is never limited to what is listed here, which is why you see special projects as assigned. Now, let's get into the qualifications. So, they'll take someone with a bachelor's degree with no experience, or an associate's degree and 2 years of experience, or no degree and 4 years of experience, which I like how they listed that out because everyone does not do that, and that's really encouraging, right? Because you don't necessarily need a degree to get a job, especially if you have the skill set. Um, so this could be you could have project coordinator experience or something to transfer over. So let's just look at the job duties. You're going to be supporting project leadership, schedule and organize project and department related meetings and events. So if you've done some kind of scheduling, some kind of administration work, or you've been a project coordinator before, this would be a great opportunity for you to get your foot in the door. A lot of these companies, once they grow, they do promote and hire from within. So getting your foot in the door while the company is growing is a really good time to get in. And then as far as the requirements, they want someone who has computer skills. So if you have experience with Smart Sheets or Microsoft Suite core applications, obviously that's Word, PowerPoint, Excel, then that's something you want to have listed on your resume. You need to be able to effectively communicate in English, basic math skills, and occasional travel between buildings and sites. Like they did mention, they have more than one location. And they may have other sites that, is not listed online. They may not be hiring for those sites, but you may be required to travel there. Now, here they do have the pay. The pay is ranging from 50,000 to 65,000. And I would say that's based upon experience. So if you have that bachelor's degree with no experience, or even an associate's degree with 2 years of experience, that may be on the lower end. Obviously, you have more experience, the more degrees and experience you have, the higher pay you can negotiate. But I mean, you get what you ask for, so negotiate. Then you get 8 paid holidays. You get 80 hours of PTO for the year, 401k, and fully paid health, dental and vision insurance. So that's a quite attractive compensation package. Remember, it's a compensation package. So that's a salary plus the benefits. So just to kind of go over a couple other positions they have. They have a corporate social responsibility coordinator. And basically, this person will be executing the volunteering events and resources and scheduling customer service programs and managing department logistics. So that means writing different communications, whether that's internal messages, brochures, flyers, posters, or calendars, organizing and leading outreach programs, volunteering and special events, organizing, and presenting volunteer information, um, identifying services and resources. So supporting a social media and marketing presence. So this is if you've ever worked with volunteers or even a nonprofit, I think this would be a great opportunity for you. Obviously, if you're just out of school, I would definitely apply. If you have some kind of admin background, or if you could show that in your work history somehow, this is a great opportunity for that. Let's say you have some project management certifications and you're looking to get your foot in the door as a project manager. This would be a great way to kind of start building your experience as well, because you'll be coordinating, the things that they need, all of that support grunt work. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Arrow Brands. So Arrow, they create vapes, um, and I think they're a newer company. Okay, so if you go onto the website of Indeed, this is where their jobs are listed, Arrow Brands, and they are in a couple of different places. So they have jobs in New York, they have jobs in Cleveland, they have roles in Grand Rapids, Michigan, um, Pittsburgh. So if you are at any of those places, I would definitely encourage you to apply. This person is for uh, a marketing assistant brand manager. Now, if you see here, the qualifications that they highlight is a CPG, packaged goods, okay, brand management. So any kind of packaged goods where you're in like a manufacturing facility. Think Oreo, think Johnson and Johnson. Those are CPG industry uh, companies. So they want someone who's willing to travel about 4 weeks a year. And that's really good. You kind of have the heads up. So that way you already know how to, plan, put it out for the year. They want someone who can conduct research and analyze data. They have experience with marketing. And then we have a brand ambassador position. And this is essentially a sales rep, right? So it said brand ambassador, but it's a sales rep. Another time where it says one thing on the job title, but in the description it's going to be something slightly different. So if you have experience doing brand ambassador work or sales or even retail sales where you're upselling or cross selling, let's say they already selling for a service online and you want to upsell a service, this is a great opportunity for that. And the pay starts from $20 an hour. It's a part-time role, and you need a high school diploma. A driver's license isn't required, and you need 1 year of experience of sales. So I would not be surprised if this was a base plus commission. I would definitely ask about that because they do mention reaching out to customer leads through cold calling, expediting the resolution of customer complaints, and that's a part-time role. So finally, we're going to go ahead and talk about LeafLink. Now, they are a, a platform for businesses. So for cannabis businesses to work with other cannabis businesses within the cannabis industry. Okay. So they have a really cute career page. They show a couple of professionals. They show the employee awards. And they talk about the perks of working with LeafLink. Now, the cool thing is they have remote jobs. So they're looking for a senior data engineer, a senior analytics engineer, and a senior data analyst. And it tells you, once you click on the link, it goes right to their career site and it tells you what you'll need for those roles. So if for this role, the senior analyst, they're looking for someone who has 3 years of experience in an analyst or consultative role. And they have 1+ years of experience using a BI tool such as Tableau or Looker. So if you just got your data analytics certification, I would not recommend you apply because obviously this is a senior role. But the pay does pay from 100,000 to 150,000 per year. So that's just for the senior data analytics role. I would keep also looking on their website because they may have more opportunities as they continue to grow. Okay. Finally, I want to talk about Workweek. They are looking for a content creator, which is a very cool position. So if you are in the cannabis industry and you're already creating content, that's the kind of people they were looking for. Or if you have experience creating content for a different industry and wanted to get into cannabis, this would be a great way to do that. So this could be a full-time or part-time opportunity. It's going to depend on the type of content you deliver and how often you deliver it. They have a competitive pay, so they assign value to the role, not based on location. You get 25 days of PTO per year. And obviously, these benefits will likely vary just depending on how if you're full-time or part-time. Okay. And look at this cool thing. You get unlimited book orders from Amazon. And if you want to start a new company, they'll be your first investor in your startup if you've been with Workweek for 3 years. Now, how much they invest, I don't know, but that's a fantastic perk. So if you like what we saw here today and you want to see more jobs, just follow Acquired Hires. Okay, we are on YouTube, we're on Indeed, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, and I also have a TikTok. Or just subscribe here with us on YouTube. And if it's some other jobs you want to learn about or want to know more about, feel free to reach out to us at info@acquiredhires.com. And thanks for tuning in. You guys have a good rest of your week and happy applying. Finally, if you do need resume help, reach out to us with the same email, info@acquiredhires, and just put resume help in the subject line. All right. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.